feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
This game, we've got the New York Jets taking on the San Francisco 49ers. The Jets come in at 3-9. They're not great. The 49ers, all right, the 49ers are coming in with a record of 6-6, desperately needing a win to stay in playoff contention. So 3-9 for the Jets. They've been terrible, but they've been winning a little bit lately. They're playing a lot better recently. Justin Fields does not want them to have the #1 overall pick. The 49ers do come in at 6-6 and desperately need a win to stay in playoff contention, especially with the Saints loss. It keeps them in contention. They are not going to win their division because I don't think they're catching the Seahawks, who are 9-4. They're two games behind the Seahawks. Putting 500 in the Niners. Let me put the prediction up. Where's Hoosier? Hoosier's not going to be here to watch his team lose. All right, prediction up, guys. Prediction up. Nick is going to put money on the Niners. So, a chance to steal some of Nick's credits there. Justin Fields and the New Jersey Jets. And, oh, I thought he was going to take it to the house. I really thought opening kickoff was going to the house. Hoosier would have had a heart attack if he was watching. Opening kickoff almost to the house. Let's go, Jets. All right, we all can agree we're all rooting for the Jets in this game, right? Because tanking never pays. But how's it going, everybody? If you're new to the stream, have never seen this before, this is the DGFL. It is a viewer-run sim league. Viewers run the teams like you're the GM. Viewers run the teams like you're the GM. You control everything off the field, but you do not have control on the field. Can you build a winning team when you can't just cheese Madden for the victories? When you can't run the meta? When you can't just cheese it? When you can't run the same play 900 times? Can't run the same defense every play of the game? Can you win in Madden when you don't have control? It's a lot harder than you think. However, it's also a lot more fun than you think. We have a ton of fun with this league. I have had a blast. It's honestly the most fun I've had playing Madden, which is sad. But it's a sad statement to make, but it is the most fun I've had with Madden. Because you just never know what's going to happen. When I'm playing, I know I'm going to suck. Wow, Deebo down with an injury early. UNC freshman Connor Harrell can throw the ball 73 yards. I mean, so could Jamarcus Russell, Chris. I'm just saying. Hear me out. It's about accuracy. Accuracy more important than big arm. If you can throw it 73 yards, but you can't hit anybody, what's it matter? It's a good start, though. Justin Fields struggling early. Lost his #1 target. Now he's struggling. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Right? So, like, it does matter. This is where Justin Fields is most dangerous. Running the ball. Big run by Justin Fields right there. I mean, most people care about the NFL, Chris. What's the point in being able to be a great quarterback if you're not going to make it in the NFL? But yeah, I mean, it'll probably look great in college when schemes can really open up wide receivers. But yeah. Dang it. Not my points. Nick, if anybody can afford 500 points, it's you, my guy. Nick, you betting 500 points would be like Bill Gates buying or Jeff Bezos buying a Ferrari. It doesn't matter. He's not going to notice. It doesn't put a dent in his bank account. All right. If Jeff Bezos buys a Ferrari, just to smash it with a hammer, he wouldn't even notice it in his bank account. That's 500 points to you. You've got 500,000 of them. With Deebo Samuel out, T. Higgins getting the run, and that's not a great look. Yeah, with Deebo out, T. Higgins getting the run there out of that Deebo package, and that's not what you want. Javonte Williams, not the best ball carrier vision on that run. Kind of ran into the player. Had an open lane, just needed to cut it back. 3rd and 9 for the Jets. They need to come away with at least points here. Oh, good possession catch, but not a first down. Mike Vrabel is the head coach for the 49ers. That explains the 6-6, I guess. They're going to be just good enough to suck. They do have DK Metcalf, though. So Marcus Mariota is the starting quarterback for this year. I think they're sitting a rookie this year. They're going to probably start the rookie next year. Cam Akers is their running back. He hasn't been great this year. Elijah Moore is their leading receiver despite having DK Metcalf on the team. Starting to see why this team is 5-5 or 6-6. What's the point of playing lacrosse in college when there's not a professional lacrosse league? There is a professional lacrosse league. Yeah, there's a professional lacrosse league. Also, Chris, the point of playing lacrosse in college is the full ride scholarship you have to go to college. That's the point. If you have a full ride scholarship to play lacrosse, you go play the fucking lacrosse, guy. Like, you know how expensive college is? A full ride scholarship, right? And this is why, like, the name, image, likeness thing is cool and all. Like, a full ride scholarship is probably worth a couple $100,000. Which is a damn good salary.
Defensively, they end up throwing it for a loss. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Mariota to throw it.
Mariota, nowhere to go. That's professional. You're getting paid to play, Chris. That's a professional league. Just because you don't make $1 million. That's not your only. That's not gonna be your only job. Yeah, I was gonna say the professional lacrosse league. I'm looking at it. Average salary 35, but top players probably make more than that. Plus endorsements if you can get endorsements.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this.
3rd and 20 for the Jets. Jets defense playing phenomenal right now. Mariota scrambling, throws off his back foot, does make the completion. What a huge play. Huge play by Marcus Mariota. Elijah Moore showing you why he's the leading receiver for this 49ers team. Way to come back and get it. Just a great adjustment by Elijah Moore. Ah, baby. How's your gaming?
And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play. So the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, 35K is probably not enough to like support a family on, Chris. Not comfortably, at least. Fight for the first down. Does not get the first down. Marcus Mariota, though, 2 for 2, 45 yards. Can I have a water, please? Here, have that. I'm trying to clean up my desk.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Restaurant GMs get paid double that? Do they really? A restaurant GM makes 70K? I might have to be a restaurant GM when I get out. Be a GM of a restaurant and make that. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get out of the Army, guys. Don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to find something. I'm going to do something. I just don't know what it is yet.
So if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know. Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
I don't think the DGFL commissioner job is going to ever pay enough for me to just flat out retire, unfortunately. I wish. I wish. I don't think that's how that works. It worked for Roger Goodell. I don't see why it couldn't work for me.
He's got his big tight end fan. And they'll work this down.
3 for 3 for Mariota. It's 3-0 Jets. Jets are winning right now. I would love to see this score hold. The Jets winning 3-0 would be hilarious to me, by the way. No, Chris, not the. I mean, she probably works harder than I do, keeping the house up, keeping the kids organized, and all that stuff. But no, she doesn't work. She stays at home, which is something I would never be able to do. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I would be a terrible stay-at-home dad because I would just be like, nah, y'all do it yourselves. Thank you, Pepe. Yeah. But no, she hasn't worked since we had kids. And I'll be honest with you, it's the cost of childcare. You want to make some money, become like a childcare professional because it's expensive to put your kid in childcare. Right? Like my wife would have to have a full-time job just to cover the cost of childcare. Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong, Chris. My kids are a little bit older now. It is kind of nice when we go, I don't know, man, feed yourself. We don't feel like making dinner. Right. Yeah. No, like childcare, like at a daycare center or something like that, or like a youth center. To put your kids in like a daycare or like a youth center or any sort of like childcare, it's expensive, right? You would need a full-time job to cover the cost of putting them in there, and then even more so when like summer rolls around, you got to put them in like full day, all day care, right? Instead of just after school care. After school care would be cheaper, but you got the summer when they need to be in a child care all day, and that's going to be a couple grand a month. Yeah, me neither, Chris. I would be the what's that movie, DADDgamer? That would be me running a daycare, I can assure you. It would be fucking disaster. Which one? Oh yeah, I would be the pacifier. That's going to be my retirement job. I'm going to be the Oh, let's go, Justin. To the house. He's gone. Breaking tackles. Oh, I didn't hit it fast enough. But yeah, if you've ever seen the Vin Diesel pacifier movie, that would be me as a nanny. Look at Justin Fields breaking tackles. Baller status. QB1 of the future right there for the Jets. He said, you ain't drafting my replacement. I'm telling you right, Nick, I think Justin Fields looked at the draft board and went, oh, they've got the top quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bet. We're getting the 5th or later pick. He said, I'll do just enough that we have like the 6th pick. All the good quarterbacks are gone. This man saw the draft board and went, bet. We're going to pick right after that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, Chris, kids are great. They're expensive, but kids are great. I'm going to turn this tank around. Yeah, don't make me turn this tank around. He said, you're either drafting me a wide receiver or we're not tanking. This man, he said, you're getting me some O-line help or we're not tanking. He said, I will control this ship. Look at Justin. So get out of my way, running back. Did you see him stare down at his running back running at him? It's like, you better start blocking, dude. Fields going to run for 1,000 yards this year? Probably not. I don't think he gets to 1,000. Don't ask why I was so specific. I mean, most people are in that situation where they're the godfather of their siblings' kids and stuff. I'm not sure we ever designated a godfather for our kids. Oh, that's right.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
All right, let's see. The Jets handed off to Javonte Williams. Not a lot going for the run game unless... I am not, Chris. I am not. I don't think so.
Feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CJ.
Oh, Justin trying to run again, but he gets hit hard. 5 rushes, 52 yards so far. I am not, but I also have kids of my own currently. Fields, so inaccurate at times. Like, that's a wide open receiver he misses without pressure in the pocket. All right, another field goal attempt for the Jets. The kick is up, and it's good. 6-3. Barn burner here, guys. Field goal fest happening right now for the Jets and 49ers. I actually need the Jets to get a victory here because I don't want the 49ers chasing me in the playoff contention. I need everybody that's on the bubble to lose so I can just lock up the 7th seed at least. Oh, big hit right there. Yeah, I need the 49ers to lose so I can kind of feel comfortable in my playoff position is what I need. So the Cowboys currently sit at 7-5, 8-5 hopefully after tonight. I'm trying to leapfrog the Giants or the Bears. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. I'll be facing another user team in the playoffs regardless. Top 4 teams in the NFC, all user teams. Can't say the same thing about the AFC. Mariota, nice throw. Nice throw by Mariota. Mariota hasn't missed a throw yet. 4 for 4, 71 yards. Noah Fant on the catch right there. I've used him in a franchise, and I can tell you this. He does not catch like that for me. I've used Noah Fant in a franchise, and he did not catch like that for me. Hey, did anybody do anything for St. Patrick's Day that's in here? So for those of you on the chat that are watching, anybody do anything for St. Patrick's Day today? I did absolutely nothing. It's the first time I think I've been at a unit where like the base didn't have off for St. Patrick's Day. You pinched? Oh, shame on you. That's assault. Chris, that's assault. I wore green. I mean, I was in an Army uniform, but I wore green. It counts. Mariota out of the... Nope, nothing going there. Woo, watch out. I'm going to tell you what, this is a league where the last thing you want is to be held up because they are coming to punch the ball out sometimes. Like, I don't know how to get your name tag sure seem orange. The Jets are wearing green. Yeah, for St. Patrick's Day, I didn't do anything. I went to work, worked my ass off, came home. I am taking my son to see Shazam tomorrow, so that'll be fun. Mariota on the run, but he can't escape. Huge play. Number 4. Man, he was quick. Who's number 4 for the Jets? Jamel Dean, I think. Nakobe Dean, my bad. Nakobe Dean. No wonder he was so fast. Oh boy, he was coming with the quickness right there. Yeah, Nakobe Dean flying in there. This is the tank fest for the Jets. So the Jets are supposed to be tanking, but nobody told their players. Their defense is playing hard. The offense is doing about as well as they could. Another sack. Gregory Rousseau with the sack right there. Great play by Rousseau. Just didn't give up. They wiped him out, and he doesn't give up on the play. Great play, Gregory Rousseau.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away.
The 49ers have to punt, and for those of us rooting for the Jets, you love to see it. And it goes into the end zone. No, not my points. I'm willing to sacrifice for the greater good. Did anybody bet against you? Without trading tons of players? Facts. So, Specta, what's up, Specta? How are you, first of all? Specta, the funny part was he's tanking, but he traded for a quarterback. He went and got Justin Fields, and Justin Fields is the one keeping him in the games. Flavius. I can't pronounce it. Doricus? What the hell? Hey, Flavius Theodore Huss. What's up, Theodore? I'm just going to go with Theodore, I think. How are you? Welcome to the stream, my guy. Welcome in. Who's your favorite NFL team and why is it the Cowboys? While on pimp night. Spectre, I was actually talking about that tonight. That is the one game my kids have never played. Like, they have no interest in playing Fortnite, and I don't I'm not opposed to it because I'm not a Fortnite person, but it's the one game my kids have never had an interest in playing, and it kind of trips me out. Hey, yo. How are you? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow, my guy. Who's your favorite NFL team? Do you have a favorite NFL team? I assume so. If you're here watching Madden with us, you got to have a favorite team. Or player. I'm at a point now in my life where I almost want to root for players more than I do teams. And it may be because my team sucks sometime. What? Yeah, like it's getting harder and harder to be a Cowboys fan, right? So like after a while it goes, I think I'm going to root for players. Like I'm going to root for Bijan no matter what team he's on, I guess. Who wants to buy me a Bijan Robinson NFL jersey after he plays? Since I've been here on Twitch, really? Oh, okay. I've never played Fortnite. I have zero interest in playing it, really, Spectre. He said, hey, Jerry Jones, you suck. Hey, I'm not going to argue with you, Chris. Great businessman. Fucking terrible owner. Yeah, Spectre. I don't know. I'll watch it. Don't get me wrong. I actually enjoy watching. I have no interest in playing it. Damn, you lost a foul. Hey, you know what, Theodore? What in the hell, Justin Fields? You had the first down. Boy, that Justin Fields starting to get the memo on tanking. Get you a Honolulu Blue, Bijan. They don't make Cowboys jerseys in Honolulu Blue, Justin. Yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan. If you want to make fun of me for it, I fully support. I deserve it. I do. I deserve it. It's hard to root for him, my guy. Most Cowboys fans I'm not one of those guys. I try not to be. I do it jokingly, but no. If you want to hate on the Cowboys, I can assure you they've earned it, right? Like as long as Mike McCarthy's our coach, I expect us to be like we're overplaying our potential every year at this point. I really do hope. So I'm a huge Texas Longhorn fan as well, right? I would argue I'm a bigger Texas Longhorn fan than I am a Cowboys fan at this point. Is it the Seahawks or the Falcons? We just watched the Falcons get a win. So in this league, if you're a Falcons fan, we just saw the Falcons move to 12-1. So the Falcons in this league are very, very good. It might be a one-year wonder thing, but they're very good this year. Yeah, I was going to say, Bird team didn't narrow it down. Seahawks, Cardinals, Ravens, fucking Falcons, Eagles. I'm sure there's some other birds in there. What other birds are there? Did I get them all? Ooh, I might have gotten them all.
On second down, Mariota again.
I got the Seahawks, Eagles. Hey, I nailed it. Have been one-hit wonders. DGFL 23, yes. Chris, DGFL 23, yes. DGFL 22, no. Because who's your won 3 in a row? Now, he had Mahomes. And not going to lie, it looks like this might be a year that Mahomes gets another DGFL Super Bowl, by the way. The Bengals, somehow, I don't understand how the Bengals are. I mean, to be fair, Chris, we're only 2 years in, right? So, we haven't had a back-to-back winner, correct. But we're only 2 years in. The Broncos have a chance to go back-to-back. And if the Saints make the playoffs, they have a chance. I just don't see it. Lost their best offensive tackle? Nope. I mean, did they, though? Like, have you seen the Orlando Brown highlights? I honestly, it worries me a little bit for Joe Burrow. I think Orlando Brown's actually really good. But he's much better in run blocking, in my opinion, than he is pass blocking. Pass blocking in open space, he doesn't move well. So your left tackle, you kind of want an athlete out there. It's what made Tyron Smith for the Cowboys so great for so many years, is not only was he stronger than most, he was also an extremely good athlete. There's some like Lane Johnson, although he's a right tackle for the Eagles, is another one. Like some of your best left tackles are actually just really, really good athletes that are huge, right? Because they're good in open space against some of these better defensive ends, outside linebackers, and stuff like that. But like Orlando Brown trying to like block Micah Parsons ain't happening. Yeah, they were good then. He was a great run block. He's a great run blocker. Like, if you can line him up face-to-face with somebody and tell him go maul that dude downfield, he's going to do it. That's why I've always said, I know he doesn't want to hear it because he knows money's at the left tackle position, right? So I think Orlando Brown, the reason the Ravens actually let him go is he kept pushing and pushing. I'm a left tackle. I'm a left tackle. Pay me like a left tackle. I'm a left tackle. And they went, bro, you're a right tackle. Like, end of story. But right tackles don't get as much money. So he keeps pushing this left tackle theory when he's actually like a really good right tackle. Much better in pass blocking. At right tackle, if he misses his block, at least the QB can see it coming. At left tackle, when he misses that block passing, you don't see it coming. And Joe Burrow already is getting murdered year after year. So, like, I don't know if it's a great move. Not exactly true. Like, Lane Johnson's the example I would use, Chris. Lane Johnson got paid like a left tackle for the most part because he's that good. So if you're really, really good at right tackle, you'll get paid. But yes, left tackles make the most money. Bama football. Oh God, and you were hating on me for being a Cowboys fan, Theodore. In here hating on me for being a Cowboys fan. This man came in as a Bama fan. Come on now. Good Lord, no. Hey, I only hate on Alabama because before Nick Saban went to Alabama, Texas offered him a contract. He said no. He ended up choosing Alabama instead of Texas. So in my mind, Texas could have had this success of Alabama. They had the money, right? So they might have been even better than Alabama. But I will say, name, image, likeness is hurting Alabama right now. Because they no longer, like, players can make more money being the star player for another team now. Versus before, Alabama's funding, you basically got a bunch of free shit. They were probably paying their players anyway. But also, like, as a backup in Alabama, you needed to be on Alabama to get to the NFL, right? You could be a backup on Alabama, make the NFL. They're still number one in recruiting. I agree. But they're not recruiting the same. I know they're number one in recruiting, Spectre. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think they're recruiting the same type of players. I don't think they're as competitive, right? Players aren't as competitive. What made Alabama great for so many years is they would be number one in recruiting, but on top of that, those players would go in and be really competitive with each other. Now I think they're number one in recruiting, but not everybody that they're recruiting is coming in to compete because they could just be the backup and make millions. And like, you could be the backup quarterback for Alabama and probably get $1 million. They are still really good. They are really, really good, Spectre, but they are not nearly on the level of untouchable they had been previously. My opinion. Mountaineers? Hey, that's where my wife's family's from, West Virginia, Theodore. Started liking Bama because of Saban and being one of the best coaches in college. Being from West Virginia, so yeah, no, that's so my wife's stepdad, whatever we're calling him now. He is their stepdad, but yeah, they're not the best year in and year out. Like they're now, it used to be every year it was Alabama's championship to lose, and I don't feel like that's the same thing anymore, Spectre. They're still going to be in the contention, right? They're still going to be a playoff potential team, but you used to be able to just write in Alabama number one. Chris, they actually probably lose money going to another school because now they get exposed as not being great. But yeah, my wife's stepdad, he roots for Alabama in that same sense. He really doesn't root for Alabama, but he roots for Nick Saban to be great, and he brings up all the time that Nick Saban's from West Virginia. All right, 6-6, and I need the Jets to win. It's the same. So, Chris, the Clemson Tigers and DJ Ukulele is the same way. DJ Ukulele was probably getting more money in name, image, likeness before he could play. Like, once he could play and kind of got exposed as not being as great as everybody thought he was, the money ain't there anymore. But all that matters in college football is Quinn Ewers is about to have a great year for Texas. And then the year after that, when we move to SEC and dominate the SEC with Arch Manning. Let's go. Beating up on your Mountaineers. It's SEC football. Hey, listen. It's been a rough couple years for Texas, right? So, like, I just need them to get their shit together.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
And Spectre, I do think that Alabama's still really, really good, right? They are still really. Oh, what is the call? Next year, yep. Not this year, but next year. Wow. Bailout call for the Jets. I'm for it. I'm for it. Great call. No, it's not this year. So, Theodore, what they did is essentially Texas and Oklahoma, they financially are not allowed to move to SEC till next year. So what they did was they essentially bought their way out of the Big 12. And by doing what they did was, my understanding, right, is they bought out of Big 12, and they're going to be an independent. Oklahoma and Texas will be an independent school this year, SEC next year. That's how I understood it. Now they paid a shit ton of money to do it, right? Like when you look at it, like it was a lot of money they paid. Now Texas can afford it, but my understanding, and I'm pretty sure I have this right, but my understanding was Texas paid to be an independent this year, basically bought their way out of being a Big 12 school. I might be wrong. I don't know if it ever was finalized that way, but that was the talks. So, Chris, most of their schedule was already predetermined because they've already got, like, all of their non-conference games were already scheduled. So, scheduling the rest of them, I hope they... Hey, listen, if Texas wants to take a year to beat up on a bunch of cupcakes, Alabama style, let's do it. Yes, so... Maybe I do want the Titans to win. Let's go! Theodore, here's the thing, and I agree. I think Oklahoma's going to be terrible in the SEC. I think they're going to regret the move. The difference is, right, Sarkisian knows what it takes to win in the SEC. And what he started doing was he started recruiting for the SEC the moment he arrived at Texas. So if you look at the types of players that he's recruiting, Fields, get outside, my guy. Cleveland Farrell from Richmond, Virginia. Clemson alumni right there with the sack. What Sarkisian started doing as soon as he arrived in Texas was recruiting players for the SEC. He started getting bigger in the trenches. He started getting faster on the edges. Like, he knew what he was doing. So, like, our offensive line is massive right now. The defensive line have gotten massive. I wish Keandre Coburn had another year because that's a big boy. But, yeah, Chris, I think so. I think Oklahoma was in that category. Everybody expected them to be good, but they weren't. Venables is going to have to get it together in Oklahoma. Oh, 100. He's the best. Him and Cameron Dicker are the two best kickers in the league. Yep. It goes Justin Tucker, greatest kicker of all time. Cameron Dicker, second greatest kicker of all time. The best punter in the NFL, Michael Dixon from the Seahawks. Yep. Justin Tucker, phenomenal. There really isn't a better kicker. The Jets! Let's go! Sky Moore. What a signing by the Jets. Sky Moore, touchdown. Great throw by Justin Fields. Under pressure. He doesn't care. Throws this one on a rope. Nobody there. There isn't a defender around. Yeah. A lot of players went with him. Oh no, the Jets are winning. My points. Let's fucking go. Touchdown, Jets. We're watching every Jets game, Nick. Nick, I don't know what it's going to take for us to make this happen, but we are watching every Jets game the rest of the season. It will at least be recorded. Is UCLA's moving to the Big Ten? Not USC? I don't know. I've been so busy that I've mostly just been following Texas.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. As San Francisco's offense returns to the
So according to theathletic.com, USC and UCLA are slated to become official members in August 2024. Yep, USC and UCLA moving. They're going to keep the East and West divisions. But USC and UCLA moving in August 2024. So at the same time Texas is moving is when USC and UCLA are moving. Oh, we get another bailout holding call? Let's go, ref. I mean, the Pac-12's been kind of dead.
Oh, God, that's a bailout.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
There's a lot of money on traveling. But again, players started making a lot of money, so now they're being treated like professional athletes. Marcus Mariota trying to get his Justin Fields on. He doesn't get the first down, though. I mean, Pac-12 kind of has been dead. Woo! Nakobe Dean in there, flying in there, showing off the speed right there. What a play by Nakobe Dean. For anybody that's new to this league or hasn't seen this before, you can go to this Data League site right there. See, catch up on records, stats, everything for the league. In Rutgers or Maryland. I mean, it is what it is. It's the new face. It's how college football is becoming. Yeah, the Phil Knight financing Oregon is a huge deal for them. The same way McCombs financing Texas, Matthew McConaughey financing Texas. Like, as Texas has their own, I think Texas is the only team with their own network. So that's a big deal. I don't know if Jordan funds you. Like, I know they probably sponsor them, but I don't think he gives them the funding the same way. Although he's about to make bank. Jordan, I don't know if y'all saw it. Anybody see that Jordan's selling the Hornets? Did anybody catch that Jordan is attempting to sell the Hornets? Chris, was it though? Do you know how much money the Longhorn Network makes them? Think about. All right, Chris. Hey, what are we doing, guys? You're giving the game away. Yeah, because Texas got all the money.
Does he get burned for that in film? He fought through some tackles. End result, though, a fumble. It's going to be one of those
By part of the Bulls? Is he? I don't think so. I think he's getting out. So I didn't realize how little he bought the Hornets for. So I want to say, I'm going to make this up probably, but I want to say in my goldfish brain, I think he bought the Hornets for like $275 million or something like that, maybe less. He might have bought them for less than $275 million. He's about to sell that team for probably $1 billion. That's a hell of an investment. Yeah, I forget the owner of the Bulls, but I don't think he's coming off anything. Chris, he's a billionaire. That's how. He honestly bought the Hornets. If he bought the Hornets for $275, that's like 1 year of Jordan sales. What do you mean? How does he have the money for the Hornets? Listen, Chris, how many pairs of Jordans do you see in the world? Like, do you know how much money he gets from Jordan? From the brand Jordan? Anything to get Reinsdorf out is a good idea. You don't see a lot of Jordans? Chris, you need to start looking around more, man.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football, doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get
He is a great story. I love watching DeMar DeRozan's game, Theodore. I don't look at their feet either, but I know Jordan's real fucking popular. He gets like a couple $100 million. He's probably making $500 million a year off of Jordan Brand. That's why, like, if the Hornets are losing money, dude doesn't care. He makes a shit ton of money. DeMar DeRozan, he's one of my favorite players to watch. I love that he excels in the mid-range game. Let's see. 6 feet under and it sucks. The Bears doubles.
We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on third down, Fields. And the Niners get there and bring him down.
So, Chris, last year alone, let's see, Nike's Jordan Brand brought in $5.1 billion. He gets 5% of all of Jordan Brand. So, Chris, he gets 5% of Jordan Brand, which doesn't sound like a lot. However, that equates to $256 million last year from just putting his name on Nikes. Incorrect. The Bears incorrect. Yeah, that's each year, Chris. Every year he's making that. So every 4 years he pockets $1 billion. I need a fake DNA test. I think it's been tried before. Think about that. Every year he makes more than what he bought the Hornets for off of Nike. So yeah, he's about to make $1 billion off of selling the Hornets, which is crazy. Because the what was it? The Suns just sold for like $2 billion.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now.
Cubs and Bears were both good teams at the same time. I don't know. Were the Cubs good in '85? Forget about Jimmy Butler and Jay's little legitimate son. You're a White Sox fan too? Damn, we got a lot. Hey, Brennan and Spector in here just Chicagoing it up right now. Mariota, what are you doing, my guy? I mean, great play. Don't get me wrong. Russo with another sack. 6 sacks for the Jets today. Stone Ages. Yeah, I mean, were the Cubs good in '85? Maybe? I don't know. When was the last time Bears were really good? Jay Cutler, right? It's probably, what, Jay Cutler? They were good with Jay Cutler. Over 100 years. Oh, yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, it wasn't 85. I forgot about that, Spectre. I forgot they had like a 100-year drought. Gosh. You imagine being a fan of a team that hadn't won in 100 years? I bet it was crazy around there. That's right. It was the Colts and Bears Super Bowl. What year was that? What year was the Devin Hester kick return in the Super Bowl? Was that 2007? Jesus. It's been that many years? 06? So the Super Bowl in 07, but the 06 year? Yeah, it was Colts Bears. Want to hear something weird about Disney in Chicago that I noticed when I had to babysit my cousin today? I don't know, Chris. Some of your weird things are very strange. But no, go for it, Chris. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Chris. 2007 looks like... Yeah, well, I mean, the Cubs could have been okay. Well, Theodore, here's the thing. Chris is weirdo, so yeah. Chris comes in with some very strange things sometimes. You kind of have to prepare for when Chris goes, want to hear something weird? That's a big list of things that could be on that list. 13-6. Jets winning. Let's go, Jets. For those that don't know, that are new to the stream or new to the league, the Jets' plan was to tank this year, get the number 1 pick, possibly trade the number 1 pick, and we're all rooting for them to win now.
Back at the 47. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Now it's Fields.
05-06, gotcha. Oh, White Sox won the same year.
To the sideline, he's got it.
Theodore, listen. You having Texas winning it will be the reason they don't win it all. No, I love God, man. I was disappointed when the Chris Beard thing came out. There's a part of me that hopes it's not true, and I hope he does well in Ole Miss if it's not true. All of the things that came out with Chris Beard, but because I think he's a great recruiter and stuff, and I thought he was taking the team, doing great things with the team. But man, did they rally around? I just drew a blank on the dude's name. Rodney, the coach for Texas now. I know the charges were dropped, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. Charges in those kind of cases get dropped all the time. Yeah, charges in those cases get dropped a lot, Spectre. So I don't know if it happened, didn't happen, not my business. But the Rodney, is it Thomas? What's dude's name? The coach for the Texas Longhorns now. I think he's doing a great job. I think the team is rallying behind him. Yeah, and Spectre, that's what usually happens. So I work in the legal section, for those that don't know. And I can tell you from just experience, a lot of domestic violence, it's unfortunate, but a lot of like domestic violence type cases get dropped. A spouse will make the call to the police. They'll, this happens all the time. They make the call, they get them arrested, and then they recant their statement later. And some of it is they realize that like, if the spouse is completely dependent on the aggressor, then they'll recant the statement because they don't have anything without that person is how they feel. They're wrong, but they feel like they don't have anything. So they're so reliant upon that person being the support system for them that they don't have anywhere to turn, or they realize like the change in lifestyle they're going to have to make if they leave that person. It's not the right reason to drop the charges, but a lot of victims, unfortunately, go back to an abuser for that reason. I wish it wasn't the case, but that is what happens a lot of the times. So a lot of those domestic violence cases get dropped because if your only witness isn't willing to testify, you have no evidence, right? And to prosecute somebody, you need evidence. Like, you're innocent until proven guilty, and if you can't prove it's guilty, you can't really take it to trial. It is tragic, Spectre, and I feel for him. It's one of the things where, like, I think the Army does a pretty good job. It's never going to be perfect because it happens in the Army as well. But I do appreciate that the Army actually has, like, programs in place to assist spouses in that. We have mandatory, like, cool-down periods of 72 hours. So if there's any, like, the police are called in any domestic situation, the soldier gets put in the barracks for 72 hours just to keep them separated and let things cool off. There's mandatory counseling involved. There's programs in place for spouses to be like funded to fly home, to get away. Like, do you have family somewhere? We'll fly you to them. There's programs in place to make that kind of stuff happen that a lot of people don't have. So it's one of the things I do think the Army does well. But again, they still recant their statements all the time. So even with programs in place, they will still take the statement back. And there's definitely times where, like, they make a call. It is good to have. I think it's a good job that the Army does in trying to give support. It's not always used, but it's available. Oh, Javonte Williams fighting for it. Javonte doesn't want to lose today. Yeah, the Army definitely does a pretty good job of having programs available for spouses, or for anybody really, whether it's the soldier that's being abused or the spouse.
Exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
It's like currently there's a lot of talk about allowing the civilian sector to prosecute a lot of the military cases. Theodore, I'm a paralegal for the Army. I work as a paralegal. I've been in the Army for 17 years. will be retiring in the next 3. Yeah, no, it's a deal breaker for me too, Spectre. I wish bailout. I mean, he ripped his head off with that, but we're calling it a bailout anyway.
Oh, God, that's a
I'm not CIA. I'm definitely not. But no, I work as a paralegal. It's one of the things where, like, there's a lot of talk about the allowing the civilian sector to handle, like, special victim type cases, domestic violence cases, sexual assault cases. And honestly, I think I'll whatever it gets voted and whatever happens, like, I'm gonna do it that way, right? I follow that. Whatever the law ends up being, that's just what I'm gonna do. But my fear is your IP would be flagged. But no, my fear is if the civilian sector takes over those types of cases, because right now in the Army, we don't care. Like, we will take everything to trial, right? We don't have to care about win-loss records. Attorneys in the Army aren't judged based off of their win-loss record, right? But civilian attorneys are. And a lot of times, civilian attorneys, unless it's a slam dunk case, won't even take it to trial. We will at least take it to trial. If there's evidence that says it happened, we're going to let a judge or a panel make a decision a lot of times. So my fear is if we allow it to go to civilian sector, then essentially what will happen is they'll turn a lot of cases down. And that's my fear. Having a debate on the best Christmas movie? It's Die Hard. What are you talking about, Tyler? There's no debate. Tyler, this isn't a debate. Die Hard is the best Christmas movie ever. Did you, Tyler? There's no way. And it will, Spectre. I think it's already in the process of changing, unfortunately. But Chris, don't get banned. Die Hard is 100% a Christmas movie. The whole movie takes place in Christmas. If Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, then no Christmas movie is a Christmas movie. Victory! Tyler, watch it. It's the best Christmas movie ever. Die Hard, it's a Bruce Willis action movie. If you've never seen it, you should watch it. The whole thing takes place during Christmas. They're not in that building if it's not for Christmas that day. None of the things in Die Hard happen if it's not Christmas.
Creeping up from the heathens, got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.